Welcome to the Blumhouse continues with its final two films, Madres and The Manor. So let's talk about both of them. Welcome, movie watchers. Thank you guys for stopping by my channel. Today we're going to talk about the last two Welcome to Blumhouse films, Madres and The Manor. Let me know in the comment section down below, what is your favorite Welcome to the Blumhouse film you have seen so far this year? Like last week with Bingo Hell and Black as Night, I'm going to talk about both Madres and The Manor in one video. I'm going to start with Madres first because that was the one I watched first, and then we'll give a review for The Manor. A Mexican-American couple expecting its first child relocates to a migrant farming community in the 1970s California. When the wife begins to experience strange symptoms and terrifying visions, she tries to determine if it's related to a legendary curse or something more furious. So with Madres, I appreciated the overall story itself. And it reveals at the end and what it was trying to let us know. I liked the overall message within it, but the overall film itself I found to be really weak. And I would say that both this and The Manor are very different from what we got for Bingo Hell and Black as Night. I would say that those films were a little more comedic and a little more entertaining. These ones were more serious with this subject matter. I would say much more for Madres. This is about how women are mistreated and affected, and we see that a lot within Madres. Diana is an investigative journalist who uncovers a wealth of new material when she learns of a sinister force that is harming the town's pregnant Latina women. My issue with Madres, and I'm also going to talk about this with The Manor, is that the story significantly drags. Most of the film, I feel like it's not going anywhere. It's a little bit repetitive, it's slow, the jump scares are not there. I'm not truly invested in the characters and the story. Despite it being a good story, I'm just not really connecting with it. It's a lot of typical camera work that you would expect from a horror film. Things go bump in the night and you see them kind of behind you. It just feels incredibly average. And that is a shame because the story itself, and when we learn about what is happening to these pregnant Latina women, it's absolutely horrifying what happened to them. And this is based on true stories, and they're turning it into a horror film with a legendary curse. And so the story itself, and the story for The Manor as well, which we'll talk about soon, the story itself is just horrifying within its own. But the film is lacking those scares to make it terrifying. So you're getting this message at the end of the movie that is truly horrific, but it's not showing that within the movie. But with the Madres, I found myself to be quite bored with a majority of the movie. The characters are interesting and the story itself, and at the end of it I found myself appreciating the story and bringing it forth and educating people on it, but its lead up is really average. It tries to do a little too much with its story and its legendary curse, and so the foundation of the movie is really weak, despite a possible good story within it. The jump scares and the route that they're taking, the characters, is there a legendary curse or is there something actually going on with these pregnant women? So that mystery itself too, I think, is severely underdeveloped. So Madres, for me, like I said, I appreciated bringing forth the story, and I thought that the story itself is horrific, but the themes and the overall scares of the movie just aren't visited very well. I'm going to go ahead and give Madres a C. Next up, we're going to talk about The Manor. After suffering a stroke, Judith Albright moves into an historic nursing home where she begins to suspect something supernatural is preying on the residents. In order to escape, she'll need to convince everyone around her that she doesn't actually belong there after all. This is another film that is targeting women and how they are mistreated. this time around with the elderly. And so we've seen plenty of stories of nursing homes mistreating the elderly. And that's what the film really focuses on as well, and not believing the people that are there. And so Judith thinks that something supernatural is killing the people at the nursing home. And so she tries to convince her grandson that everything is happening and no one is believing her. And so she's seeing things at night, and then she starts to wonder, am I actually seeing these things, or is it all in my mind? My problem with The Manor, the same thing with Madres, is that it doesn't feel like it's going anywhere. There's a lot of potential within this movie. Some historic things that are haunting this nursing home, and people that are very shady. They could easily really utilize that and make it really terrifying, but they take this tree and they take these nursing home employees and they just give us the bare minimum with it. And they really focus on having people not believe Judith and what she is seeing at night, and not really finding any solutions with it throughout the most of the movie. And this one's, I think, like 2 minutes less than Madres. It never feels like it's going to have that solution. You feel like it's just going to end and we're going to miss the big point. And luckily for The Manor, it does have a big ending, surprising ending for me. But the lead up to it is very poor, to the point where you get to the end, you have this big ending, and like, that's it. All right, it's over. That's welcome to Blumhouse for the year. Hopefully we'll have some better films next year. Bingo Hell and Black as Night started off pretty strong, and I thought they were really entertaining. The Manor and Madres take stories that are significant and true stories that have happened. You know, you hear of nursing homes that aren't believing in people and mistreat them. You hear it all the time. But they take the story and they just water it down, and it's just not very interesting. It's not a lot of fun. It's just repetitive as can be. No one believes her. She has documents. She has documents. She has photos. Like, this is actually happening. No one believes her, and those documents and photos go missing, and that's about it. And so with The Manor, I thought this one had potential. I enjoyed it just a little more than Madres, but still not a very good film. With its typical camera work and its average story, there's not really much that I could say about The Manor that I found to be interesting. I'm going to go ahead and give The Manor a C. So there you guys have it. My 2 reviews for The Manor and Madres, part of Welcome to Blumhouse this year. It's over. We had Bingo Hell, Black as Night, Madres, and The Manor. Which of the 4 were your favorite? Let me know in the comment section down below. And hopefully next year there'll be 4 new films that I could talk about for you guys. So thank you guys for clicking on this video for my 2 reviews for the new Welcome to Blumhouse films. Make sure to stay tuned for more up and coming content this year for October and Halloween specials. My name is Justin Watches Movies, and you guys stay classy, YouTube.